UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins, everybody wins.
UNC family, Congress of the People family, PP family, PSA family, SWTU family, Labour family, teachers, workers, good evening. The only way the PNM can win this election is to steal it. The feeling on the ground throughout Trinidad and Tobago, from Point Fortin to Matlock, from Chagaramas to Mayaro, Manzanilla, and all in between, the people are fed up of the PNM. So we have to work even harder. As an Olympic coach, when things are going good, you have to think smarter. You have to make sure every little detail is seen about. You have to make sure your athlete is sleeping, eating, taking their vitamins, being careful, strategizing, not getting too nervous. When things are bad, it's easy to improve. The UNC is heading towards government. Kamla Prasad Bisesa will be the next Prime Minister. We must continue to work for the next 16 days. I want everybody in here to do what Dominic Smith said and understand that the young people of the UNC are bright. Touch your heart, because that's what politics is about. It's all about heart. And the difference between Kamla and Stuart is that Kamla has a heart, and Kamla leads with heart, and Kamla loves her country, and Kamla loves the people, and Kamla loves children. While Stuart, he loves himself and his daddy, and he can do nothing without his daddy. He couldn't stay in school without his daddy. He had to bully boys who made him feel bad about himself. He bullied Imran because Imran was bright. He bullied Imran because Imran studied. He bullied Imran because Imran got in CIC on the 80% and not the 20%. He bullied Imran because Imran merited his place. A bully is a low self-esteem individual. A bully is not proud of who they are. A bully must bring down others to feel good about themselves. Stuart Richard Young is a palpable bully, a useless individual. And we, the people, must protect all our intelligent, brilliant people from neophyte bullies. This election is about heart. It's about love. It's about care. It's about us thinking about one another. Just because you're not in a labor union, you should feel disrespected when labor is told 0001001. You should feel disrespected because labor is your brother and your sister. This election is about heart. Our country has been turned upside down. Kamla Prasad Bisesa showed love in opposition. She showed love as Prime Minister. She shows love now in opposition on the way to being Prime Minister again. The love is real. The love is true. The very first cabinet note Kamla Prasad Bisesa brought to the cabinet was one to create a children's life fund. Now think about this for a moment. In my opinion, that was the most pertinent, important cabinet note in the history of Trinidad and Tobago from 1962 to now. Why do I say that? Because it was for the first time in our history that the government had a prime minister who said what we all wanted, that a children's life, a child's life, the children's life mean more than ours. We as parents would lay our lives down for our children without thinking. My first wife, when my big daughter was born 27 years ago, and she's going to get married in 2 months, I go cry. When she was born, I saw and I learned the love that a mother has for her children. Because Rebecca was about 2 months, and I was going at 4:30 in the morning to coach. And Charlene had Rebecca, this little thing in her arms, and she tripped and fell. And she fell to the ground, and her knees skated on the asphalt, and her knees were skinned. And I screamed out, "Oh God!" And she looked at me with fear in her eye and said, "She's okay. She's okay." I said, "But I'm not talking about the baby. It's you fall down there." The woman's hand did not flinch. We all know if I fall here now, I will flinch. My instinct will be to protect myself. But when a mother has a baby, that instinct moves from self-preservation to preservation of the child. It's not conscious thought. It's pure heart. It's pure instinct. And that's what Kamla Prasad Bisesa has. But you will never see an editorial that says, "Brilliant, Kamla. Well done, Kamla. The Children's Life Fund saved 153 babies' lives." I repeat, because of the Children's Life Fund, 153 precious little babies were allowed to live. Yet not one newspaper, not one television station, not one major commentator did a column saying, "Kamla Prasad Bisesa, my goodness, what an amazing lady, what an amazing Prime Minister, what a caring woman." Because our country has gone upside down. The PNM has turned this country upside down. Yesterday, 17,957 children took SEA. They worked hard. The teachers worked hard. The parents put them to study. They focused. They did practice tests. And they wanted to achieve greatness yesterday. But do you know what the PNM has done? The PNM has taken the dream and the drive to be in the 80% that qualify, that work hard, that merit going to whatever school they choose. They push those aside, the disciplined ones, the hardworking ones, the intelligent ones, the ones who sacrifice, the ones who manage their time. And you know who the PNM celebrates? The ones who have money, the ones who have connection, the ones who could get into school even though they didn't study, the ones who bully, the ones who are dotish, the ones who are lazy. That is PNM. Stuart Richard Young, and I think it's very hard for somebody like me to say, so bear with me. I may stammer a bit. Stuart Richard Young is right now, for the next 16 days, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Stop and think. I'm no fan of Dr. Eric Williams because of his latter years, 12 years, when his boys and them started to tell him, well, money flowing, it could flow so. But at the beginning, one cannot say that Dr. Williams was not intelligent. He went to Oxford, Balliol College. He was one of the 4 smartest men in the world. That is true. He wrote some landmark works, and he was absolutely brilliant. So imagine the PNM has moved from the brilliance of Dr. Williams to a dunce called Stuart Young. No, if you Understand what I am saying? A prime minister has awesome power. Power to impact everybody's lives. A prime minister can decide and determine through their policies how you feed your children, how your children participate in extracurricular activities, how your children are, whether they're safe or unsafe on the maxis, on the bus routes, on the byways, how they perform in schools, how they are treated in schools, whether there's discipline or whether they're bullied and battered, how you feel when you let your child leave the house. A prime minister can impact your life on a daily basis. How you sleep, how you wake up, how you eat, how you digest, how you drive to school, your stress levels, your money, how you spend in the grocery, where you go, how you recreate. A prime minister has awesome responsibility and power. How could we give that power to a dunce? Something is wrong with us. I got breaking news on the way here. At 4:45 p.m. today, it was confirmed, breaking news, that the St. Anne's Madhouse has moved to Balize House. It has been confirmed. The Madhouse moved because I was privileged to be on the radio with Dennis Hall, aka Sprangalang, one of the most brilliant human beings you'll ever meet. No master's degree, no doctorate, no specialty, but just pure genius, cultural Sprangalang, with a memory like no other. Could talk history and calypso and music and politics and social programs, world history, world politics, just like that without a piece of paper. I sat there for 5 years, 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, and I was educated. I got a master's in Sprangalang. And Sprangalang told me one time, he said, Anil, a madman ran out the house and jumped in the car. He tried to start the car, it wouldn't start. He started again, he started to scream, the neighbors come out, he's screaming, the car not working. He shouted at the neighbors, boy, my car, don't know what happened, call the mechanic. One of the neighbors opened the back door and said, brother, go in the front seat now. That is what is taking place at Balize House. How could you take a man like Stuart Young, who was a failure in school compared to the best, and give him the highest position, the most power, the most impactful position? How could you take a man like Stuart Young, not even run him through the rigors of democratic process within the PNM, ignore the Constitution, and gift him the highest position to be sworn in as a prime minister, and you, the taxpayers, your children, will have to pay Stuart Richard Young, a dunce, $90,000 a month for the rest of his life, and he's a young dunce. He's not old, so he's going to get at least $32 to $40 million by the time he's 80 years old, having served less than 6 weeks as prime minister. But did he deserve it? No, he didn't. He was talking last night on the platform saying that if you vote for him, the dance, he is going to protect you and keep you safe. He's going to bring an elite squad of police and do... Dance, you were the Minister of National Security. Hello, Dance. You were the Minister of National Security, and murders reached record level 519 and then 539. Now you come in to Mama Guy, we about keep we safe. We afraid you, Dance. Then you look to the most, Prakash, I'm sorry, boy. I'm sorry to all the attorneys, because I grew up respecting attorneys at law, because I come out the belly of one of the greatest, Patricia Antoinette Roberts, And I was put in that room by one of the greatest, Al Roberts, and two boys who shared that room with me. One went Oxford, Harvard, Balliol College, lawyer, next one lawyer. My son is a lawyer, my sister is a lawyer, specializing in marine law, maritime law. So I have a love and respect for lawyers. I used to say, boy, lawyers, discipline, bright. You had to be good. You did respect you. Until I met Camille. And while I'm glad you laugh, it's really not funny. Because she's the Attorney General. And a cabinet consists of a Prime Minister and an Attorney General. You don't need no other minister. There is a cabinet in Trinidad and Tobago when the Prime Minister and the Attorney General are sworn in. So imagine, right now on the 17th of March, Trinidad and Tobago swore in a Dance and Dotish, and that's the government. And now they come to you and say, let we go all in with Dance and Dotish. All you cannot be serious. Trinidad and Tobago, we must remove the mad house. Leave it in Balize House. Move it from Whitehall. Move it from the Parliament. Remove it across the board. I have never seen anything like this. We have in the UNC, the other day I was on the stage, privileged to look at the front row. I see specialist gynecologists with, when you see Tim Gopi Singh resume, it tick like a novel. Then I see Dr. Chaitan Maharaj, I see Prakash Dey, I see Kamla Prasad Visesa, I see Economist Smith, I see brain left, right and center. I say, boy, I had to go and study more, boy, all these bright people. And do you know we competing against with Stuart Young? All you don't know about he. Camille, who did not even pass maths. Look, my little daughter, SCA in 1 year, did 2 hours maths today. She can't come and tell me, Daddy, I failed maths. She mightn't get food. But Camille comes and says, I failed maths. In fact, I never even took the exam. And you all swear her in as the Attorney General of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. We had to be mad people. Then you have Colm Imber, a failed engineer who built a stadium and fall down. A man who built a thing down in Diego Martin, rain fall, the whole condominium slide down. Who knows nothing about finance as a Minister of Finance. And you know what he said 2 months ago? Well, I've been Minister of Finance for 9.5 years. I've spent over $650 billion. I've suffered each and every one of you, everybody from every race, religion, ethnicity, class, culture, gender. I suffer all you together. But you know what? I realized I needed to know something about finance. So I just studied this last 6 months. Say I got something. It is not funny. That's a Minister of Finance whose decisions impact your pocket, your money, your ability to survive. And that's what the PNM puts and then tells you they're all in. And when we show them that we not all in, we all out, they come and say, red is the word. Red is the word. Red is now the new cuss word. So instead of using the normal cuss word, like a full box of matches, here what we gonna say? Red you, red off, red day, red day, red gone, red. That's what we have to do. Red is the new cuss word. We don't want to hear red. We don't want to see red. We not voting nothing red. We apologize to Digicel workers. At least 43 people have thrown water, toilet water, sewer water, and run Digicel workers because they came out in their red jersey. Digicel has said that they're now sending their workers in yellow jerseys so that you will greet them with love and respect so they could fix up your cable. We have to be vigilant. The PNM is planning to steal the election. The PNM has the EBC under its control. The head of the EBC, Fern Narciscope, is the best friend since St. Augustine girls 30 years ago of Nyan Gadsby Dolly, the current Minister of Education. Fern Narciscope loves the PNM. She goes to PNM functions. She wears red with pride, takes pictures with PNM ministers, and she is in charge of the election. She is in charge of selecting returning officers, presiding officers, controlling ballot boxes, moving ballot boxes, giving ballot paper, creating the list. She is very powerful. We have to be very vigilant because the mass media has allowed the PNM to usurp control of independent institutions from President's House straight down. But this one in 16 days is the EBC. So all of you who know elections, all of you who have walked and worked elections, you need to be all hands on deck, guiding the young ones, telling them what to look for, reporting to the lawyers, making sure that your polling agents stand firm, check ballots, and check and follow every ballot box. A ballot box must not leave the sight of a UNC supporter. Don't trust anybody. It have PNM police, it have PNM agent, it have PNM in the poll, it have PNM returning officer. The only way they can win is to steal the election. The second way we're going to prevent them from stealing it, because already we have no election observers yet. 16 days to go. Election observers normally come 3 months before an election to see the process, to cut the ballots, to check the returning officers, to hear the meetings, to see how it's being divided, to find out where the polling stations are, what the process is, to check the ink, to check everything. They normally come 3 months before. We are 16 days away, not an observer. Why is that? Because the PNM plans to steal the election from you. They plan to steal the voice of God. The PNM is evil, devilish obia. Who would want to thief the voice of God? The voice of God should be shared and should be screamed from the mountaintops. And on April 28th, the voice of God will overcome the evil of the PNM as Kamala Prasad Visasa and the UNC win. But it takes each and every one of you, because they've gerrymandered the boundaries since 1962, when Dr. Williams lied to Capildeo at Marlborough House, telling him that when we return home, we will redo the boundaries to make sure it's fair and representative. What has taken place in the next 63 years, it has gotten worse. When you see a local government election, the entire map is yellow and only little splotches of red. But they tell you, hey, it tie, you know something wrong and we living in a madhouse. When the UNC in a local government election can get 190,000 votes and the PNM 130,000, they say that equal. I don't know, but that sound mad. We have to correct our course. We have to take our country from out of the madhouse and put it back to merit, to discipline, to those respecting hard work. Those who deserve a contract, get a contract. Those who deserve a job and have worked hard, get the job. We have to stop this PNM madness. It takes all of us. You don't have to like my bullet. You don't have to find I sweat too much. That had nothing to do with politics. My daughter had to love me. She had to love her daddy. Daddy had to protect her and so on. Y'all don't have to love me. I don't have to love y'all. But we have to respect one another, work together, and understand that this country that all of us love unite us, and we must give this country what it deserves. It deserves a government of intellect, a government of performance, a government of merit, a government of brain, a government of creativity, a government of heart, a government of soul. A leader always surrounds himself or herself with people similar to them. So when you see Kamla Prasad Bisesa, you analyze her. She came from poverty to rise to be some of the highest offices. First female attorney general, deservedly, after winning and topping her class in law, attorney general. First woman to lead a political party, beating one of the greatest politicians of all time, Bastio Bande. She didn't take it from him. She didn't gerrymander. She took him on in an election and she won. She then became the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago and performed incredibly well. You could see, you could feel it. You could feel it in your pocket, feel it in the grocery, in the pharmacy. You felt it when you went to the gas station. You felt it when your children sat down in new schools and had textbook and laptop. You felt it in sport. You felt it in culture. You felt it in safety and security. You felt it in job creation. You felt it because it was real. For the last 9.5 years, all you felt is pain, sufferation. Your pocket is empty. You have a man that's so daft. He is coming to tell you he went in the grocery for the first time last week. And all the prices gone up. He said, oh, good, all the prices gone up. Somebody had to write that for him, because he ain't know what 85 gram of curry powder look like. He ain't know what 5 pound of onions look like. He ain't know nothing about that. Somebody write that for him. And he's so dotage, he read it out because he can't determine, boy, that don't really suit me. So on April 28th, I ask you, I beseech you, I beg you, respectfully, for your vote. I ask you to vote for the United National Congress, because we have a leader who cares. We have a leader with a brilliant mind. We have a leader who has assembled a team of like-minded, like-hearted people who are passionate and who want to serve you. We have a leader who will ensure that arrogance will not prevail, that love and respect will prevail, that a minister of finance will not take away your finances, take away your subsidy, tax you and laugh at you. That will never happen under Kamla Prasad Bisesa. So I call upon everybody across Trinidad and Tobago, take out your voting finger and riot, riot, riot on April 28th, because when the UNC wins, everybody wins. Thank you. Good
When
night.
UNC wins.